right, so today we're going to take a look at these two four-wheelers here, electric four-wheelers that he got off Alibaba. So we're going to kind of go over them and see what they're like. These run about, how much you say?
So list price on Alibaba is $500 for these. Until everything was said and done, shipping, tariffs, paying for the ISF filing and everything, we're in them around $1,300 a piece.
All right, $1,300. That's not too bad. So let's go ahead and check it out. Like I said before, these are electric four-wheelers. He's got two of these here, and they seem actually pretty decent.
Yeah, there's some solid pros and some solid cons on them. Starting with the pros, you've got a lot of metal on this four-wheeler. Everything's bolted to metal. You got a metal frame. The motor is a 1200 watt motor with a 48 volt battery, which it delivers enough power. There's never going to be too much power. It's on the weaker side of what I'd be comfortable riding, but it does do the job. So like I said, some pros are the metal mounting. We've had issues with Chinese four-wheelers before with the footrests being plastic. They can break really easy. So this is all metal mounted on metal. Cons are this super cheap plastic. It's just the cheapest plastic.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
If you hit something, I guess it won't break right away.
It'll flex.
There's no suspension on these things. It's just, you've got to put all your weight in it to get anything. If you're riding it, it's a bumpy ride.
Yeah. It doesn't even look like they're adjustable shocks either.
Yeah,
like the cheapest shocks you can get.
It's a little bit adjustable, but I don't know how much adjustment we really have. We need to mess with it a little more, see if we can make it a little softer. And then one of the more annoying cons as well is your turning radius is.
Oh, yeah.
It turns way sharper turning right than it does left. I mean, you should be able to see that on video. Like,
yeah, do that again.
It hardly goes left, but it goes right really well, which is it's not very nice. It's kind of inconvenient. But beyond that, it's really it's pretty good, especially if you can order a few of them and get a little better pricing with shipping and stuff. It's not a bad buy.
Yeah, and just looking on some of these controls here, this one here is forward and reverse, and you can see it's all in Chinese. And this one here is it's actually got a low, medium, and high range. Then it's just interesting how it has Chinese symbols, and obviously you get your horn, so it's pretty loud. Headlights and stuff too, which is nice. I'm not sure how bright they are at night though.
They're not great. They should be on here. I mean, they kind of illuminate the path. I mean, it's more so for people to see you, I think, than for you actually to see stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's got a real tail light as well. So, yeah, you also get a battery gauge. This is where it gets pretty hilarious. You want to hop on your other one? When you turn on the turn signal, they make a very interesting sound. And his,
it's got two different. It changes the pitch.
Yeah. Kind of sounds like, you know what it sounds like?
What's that?
Sounds like one of those Walmart carts, the electric carts when they put them in reverse. You just go around Walmart and then all of a sudden you hear.
Yeah. Looks like under the seat. So it's pretty simple down in here actually. Not tons of stuff going on. You do have all the accessories you're powering, which is a lot of it. Contrary to some of the electric Chinese four-wheelers we've gotten, there's not tons and tons of loose ends. There's still a few of them you can see in there. Our other one that we got previously has more loose ends than connections. So it's good to see they've cleaned up the wiring a lot over the last few years with the Chinese builds. And it's actually clean. You could work with it if you needed to get in there. It's not bad. You could figure things out.
Yeah, it doesn't seem too bad.
Yeah.
Look at the size of this battery. I mean, that's insane. I mean, that's like one of those marine trolling motor batteries. I mean, it's huge. I mean, here's my hand. I mean, it's pretty good size. I mean, what's the range on these, you think?
It's supposed to be like 25 kilometers.
I don't know what that is in miles.
Maybe it's 35. I think
I'll
it's
put it
supposed to be
downstairs.
like 20 miles or so.
Yeah. All right, so now that you guys got an overview of what these are and just kind of what they are intended for. I mean, these are pretty much golf carts in four-wheeler form. I mean, wouldn't you say that?
Yeah, they're basically grown-up Power Wheels. They're pretty small for an adult, really. They're pretty small for an adult.
Yeah, go ahead and sit on that.
They're not very powerful.
Go ahead and sit. I'll kind of.
They're not real big.
Yeah, we'll kind of get some. Yeah.
They're nowhere near a regular full-size four-wheeler. They're nowhere near that size.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get some footage of us kind of romping around on these. All right, so after taking this up and down the road a couple times, I have to say the brakes aren't I guess very good. I would say they're pretty much like no brake and then locked.
Yeah, having one mechanical, which are front are mechanical.
Oh, the front are mechanical. I didn't know that.
Front are mechanical and rear are hydraulic.
Oh, that makes sense. I guess that's the rear. The rear is a little better.
You have two different feels, so while you might need to, go more up front, if you do that in the back, you're gonna be skidding your tires.
Yeah.
So they do work. They'll lock up, but there's not much in between.
Okay, I see. Yeah, I guess there is. You're right. And another thing that I would notice is when you drive around in high and you let off the gas, or not the gas, the throttle, and you get back onto it, the engine will kind of sputter and it won't go. It's legit like it's running out of gas.
Yeah, it is. It's really weird. It's like it's seizing up.
Yeah.
It seems really unhealthy for it.
Yeah, see, it kind of sputtered there. All right, so I'm kind of gonna do a small off-road test just to kind of show you how interesting this thing is. Just to kind of show you how interesting this thing is off-road. First, the rear end is not locked, so one of these will spin depending on which has a different amount of traction. So I don't know how to describe it, but watch when I try to go over this little uneven space here. Just sitting normally. Yeah, see, I'm just sitting and spinning. So I want to show you guys just how little this thing flexes. I mean, I know it's a swing arm in the back, so you're not going to get that much flex, but holy cow, there is no suspension flex at all. So stay tuned for another update on how well these things do off-road. I got a feeling we're going to be beat to death pretty good. So we're setting up to do a small towing test here, and
no one make fun of my knot.
Yeah. just to see if this thing can tow this thing out. So we're gonna find out. All right. Yep. Go ahead. Let's see if we can tow. You can tow me. Oh, look at that. Not a problem. Not a problem. The torque on these are pretty good. Oh yeah, and another thing, the alignment's off. I'm currently going straight, and this is how cockeyed the wheels are. Not a problem. Is it full throttle up there?
Yeah, it's full throttle.
It's full throttle? Okay. Sorry guys, I don't have my gimbal, but this thing can tow pretty good. All right, so we just got back from a, I don't know, 20 minute ride or so. And our final impressions. We'll kind of go over what we think.
Yeah, when I initially purchased them, I wasn't looking to spend $1,300 each. It kind of ended up being that based on me not doing enough research with tariffs and different filing costs. But really, they're pretty fun. They're fun little things. They really buzz around great. And I'm happy with them. I think they'll get some good lasting with that metal frame and the metal rack and everything. I think they'll last for a good while. One thing I did forget to mention that is a fairly big issue is these mud guards don't do anything. If you're driving through any sort of mud, these will stay clean and you will be filthy.
Yeah.
They're almost spotless. You could look at them. So, that's something to keep in mind. You are getting, a $500 Chinese four-wheeler at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So, you get what you pay for a little bit. But overall, it's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, for just putzing around on these are pretty fun. We'll go over some stuff. Another thing I noticed, and I'll kind of hop on this here, is, I'm rolling away, is I have size 13 feet. I've got ginormous feet. And at certain angles, well, I guess it wouldn't be good this way, but on this side, at certain angles, if I'm not paying attention, my feet will get caught and kind of wrap under there.
Yeah.
It kind of hurts.
I forgot about that too. It's a small, and it's awkward too with how this plastic piece.
Yeah, it just kind of
plastic piece curves around, and then it's a different height right here than the shoe. So
yeah.
It's kind of an awkward seating position in general.
Yeah.
It's not the most comfortable.
It's not the most comfortable. At the same time, I was like, I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I got to get off this thing. Like, being on a bicycle for 15 minutes, and you're like, oh my goodness, I need some help. But no, these aren't bad.
Honestly, it's probably designed for, a 10 to 15-year-old kid, a smaller kid. That's not quite full grown yet. It's probably more designed for them. They'll have smaller feet and just a smaller body in general.
Yeah.
Than full-size adults, but it's advertised as an adult ATV.
All right, so this is pretty much just an initial review on these, just to see how they do, first impressions. We'll take them off-road here pretty soon, and I'll post an update video on how well these things do off-road. So, yeah.